We're frequently inquired as to whether we had racial insults or slurs heaved at us. The response is yes, yet we didn't actually distinguish as Chinese on the grounds that our folks had such a terrible involvement in socialism in China. We never fit in at our Chinese church, since we were so huge, particularly contrasted with the wide range of various Chinese children. We would get gazes as though we were outsiders. Neither of our folks is particularly enormous, truth be told. As children, we fantasized that for father's doctoral proposal in bioengineering, he had run a few tests with development chemicals, and we were his thesis. Look what I did. I can make huge Chinese young men. At the point when Chris and Stephanie's child James was around 8 years of age, Chris returned home from work one day to a disturbed family. Stephanie welcomed him at the entryway. "We've had an extremely harsh day today, Chris," she began. "James was harassed at school." Quickly, Chris returned to his teen self. All that displeasure, enthusiasm, and feeling of equity ascended inside him. "What?" Chris said. "I can't stand menaces." Were they greater children? No doubt they were greater children. Chris went to James' space to hear the entire story. "Hello, child. Mother let me know what happened today," he began. "No doubt these children were ridiculing me," James said. "I know. That truly smells," said Chris. "I was the main Chinese youngster in my grade at my school. I got singled out relentless. So what occurred straight away?" "Indeed, they continued to single out me," said James. "No doubt, definitely. However, at that point, did they hit you upside the head?" "No, they were simply ridiculing me." "Come on, child," Chris said. "You can tell me. I'm your father. What else did they do? Did they hop you in the washroom?" "No." "Did they stomach punch you when nobody was looking?" "No." "However, they drove you into the storage spaces, right?" "No, father," said James. "They just singled out me. Those huge children ridiculed me." Chris returned down to Stephanie. "Steph, I was going to get down to business on certain guardians as a result of how their children treated our child," he said. "Furthermore, tune in. I get it. It's never great to be ridiculed. No one prefers it. In any case, what befell James at school today isn't what I call tormenting. I got bounced in the restroom, kicked in the lobby, and hit directly upside the head and the stomach. That is harassing. Obviously, the way of life has changed emphatically since we were kids. Today, what James experienced is the meaning of harassing. However, back when we were growing up, Chris's personality and size deterred anybody from playing with Chris Chen's more youthful sibling. We had racial insults and slurs tossed at us. Chris's moniker in school was Chino, and Gordon acquired that name after Chris graduated. Yet, we never gave any consideration to it. Neither of us at any point zeroed in on being a casualty. We were in every case excessively bustling pursuing the award. We put a huge amount of energy into going after life, utilizing all the power we needed to seek after anything that objective was preceding us. Being known as a name could never stop us or dial us back. Our reaction makes no difference either way. A racial insult or slur was never a reason or a safeguard component that both of us would permit ourselves to utilize. Accessible now on Amazon: The Calling, A Journal of Family, Confidence, and the Eventual Fate of Medical Services ACT Check. Uncovered: Dr. James Chen, a Miami doctor, had a destructive, inoperable cancer behind his nose. The guess was dreary. Dr. Chen had 2 months to live. Dr. Chen and his children, Chris and Gordon, searched for a marvel. Chris was finishing a cardiology partnership. Gordon was completing clinical school. They understood what they were facing. Indeed, even still, They were stunned when a neighborhood oncologist told them the first accessible arrangement is in quite a while. James and his children were abruptly patients, compelled to check out at the medical services framework from the opposite finish of the stethoscope. They could have done without what they saw costly, awkward, and ineffectual consideration. At a certain point, James asked his children, in the event that a group of specialists with associations can't explore this framework, what chance do my patients have? The Chens tracked down their calling, along with James' better half Mary, Chris's significant other Stephanie, a lawyer, and Gordon's better half Jessica, another specialist. They made Chend, a doctor-drove organization that serves the underserved. Chen puts their patients from failed to remember networks first, and spotlights on responsible, empathetic consideration that further develops well-being. In The Calling, Chris and Gordon share how the family prevailed past their most stunning assumptions through a blend of assurance, information, family, and confidence. They transformed what might have been a misfortune into an open door that will change medical care conveyance into the indefinite future. The Calling will give you trust,